You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn your back and tell you sorry, try again, Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey everybody, what is really going on? Happy Friday. We done made it to the weekend. Ow. What's up everybody? Thank you for tuning in today. The Good Girls TV show, which I really do love. I've been enjoying it since season 1. It is back and in full effect. And we are going to be reviewing a couple of those today. I'm going to do a review on season 4, episode 1 and season 4, episode 2. And hopefully tomorrow afternoon, I can get you guys out season 4, episode 3. That way we can be right ready before this episode 4 comes out. So on that note, make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe to the Hood Table, and also make sure you follow us on Facebook, IG, Twitter, and thehoodtable.com. Please and thank you very kindly. So let's start off with this episode, season 4, episode 1. And as you can see, along the bottom of the screen, the show is called One Night in Bangkok. And this episode started off with this dog. I was kind of confused in the beginning. I was like, did Beth and them get a new dog? I didn't know what was going on. So the episode started off with this dog, and he was roaming all through the neighborhood, and he was just walking off slow, at a steady pace, going off through the neighborhood. And I don't know how far he traveled, but the cameras, the production crew, they was following him like really close. And then I was like, where is this doggone dog going? Why are they so focused on this dang dog? And man, when that dog got to its owner's house, I was cracking the hell up because the owner was like, come on. I don't remember what she was calling the dog, but let's say your dog is, I don't know, Fluffy. Come on, Fluffy. Come on. What you got there, Fluffy? Thinking maybe the dog was bringing you a bone or something. That dog didn't have no doggone bone in his mouth. That dog dropped a whole human foot from his mouth right on the porch in front of his owner. Man, did y'all hear her scream? I know everybody in the whole doggone neighborhood heard her screaming probably for miles. But yeah, we're going to get back to that later, though. Let's move on to Ruby, Stan, and their son, Harry. Harry, their little cute little son, he's been cutting up in his classroom. And when he was making those noises in his classroom, did y'all see his little face every time the teacher would look around to see who was making those fart sounds? His little butt, no pun intended, is so darn cute. I'm like, oh my God, he's such a cutie. He was just sitting there smiling. Them big old eyes and that big smile on his face, just looking all mischievous. And he knew that he was getting on his teacher's last nerves. But the school had ended up calling Ruby and Stan down to the office. This time though, when they called him down to the office, they suggested that their son be tested for ADHD. To which Stan, he totally was not cool with that. Ruby, on the other hand, she thought that it might be a good idea to find out if their son is not just being a class clown, but actually, has something else going on with him altogether. And I can feel Ruby because my oldest son, he once was assumed to have that, but he didn't. He was just a class clown. He just liked to cut up. He had sense when he was at home. He had sense when he was at church, at his grandma's, everywhere else. But when he got to school, he act like he ain't had no home training. He would be showing out with his friends, and they all be acting up in the classroom together. So anyway, sometimes it's just kids just acting up, and that's also why I'm glad mine are now grown. But as far as Ruby and Stan, I again feel her. I feel where she was coming from. Stan, however, decided to just go to the school the next day to have their son switch to another classroom. Stan thought that he had really resolved the issue until Ruby showed him Harry's science homework. Stan was looking at that picture like, what is this? Is this supposed to be for science? He said, what is it? Is it a cactus? No. Is it a meerkat? Nope. Is it a prairie dog? Wrong answer. Their son then drew a big ass penis for his science homework. Then after Sam looked over the homework from Harry's other classes, he said, "Well, I guess I should go ahead and set him up for a test tomorrow." And I'm sorry, my phone went off. Why somebody just happened to call me? Ain't nobody called me all day. Let me turn on my do not disturb. Okay, so anybody call me all day? They gonna wait till I'm online and hold on. I thought I turned my do not disturb on. I'm sorry, y'all. Jesus. Okay, there we go. Notifications off. Doo-doo, done. But anywho, yeah, Stan he had thought he was doing something like he was making moves with it by just moving him to a different classroom, thinking how to just solve it. She was like, oh, the other teacher, she's more of a kitty person or a child person or whatever. But anyway, after seeing all that artwork from his math class, his reading, his spelling, his science, everything, every piece of homework he had in each and every class had a big old penis or penises all over the page. So he was like, yeah, I'm gonna set him up for a test tomorrow. But come to find out, the boy is a genius, which is another reason why some kids act up in school. They be so doggone smart. The schoolwork absolutely bores them to death, which is also why their son was probably doodling, penises all over his homework. Could he have possibly drawn something else? Yeah. But who cares? The boy is brilliant. He's about to go from second grade to the eighth grade and will probably graduate from college next year. But while that's all good and dandy, if they want to send him to that expensive school, they'll need to sell a lot more hot tops. You know what I'm saying? She gonna be hitting up Beth and Dean talking about, is there any way possible we can not get a shipload of hot tubs in because we need a little bit of more money in our household? And it's always like that. Every time it seems like they good with Rio, like they paying him what they supposed to pay him when they supposed to pay him, something just comes up and they either end up having to get some favors from Rio or have to do something else more illegal. But anyway, I wonder how Beth will feel about that once she tells her that they might need a little bit more spending money. Moving to Annie. Annie and her daughter, or Annie had a daughter named Sadie, and like the beginning of was it the beginning of last season? I think it was the beginning of season 3, or maybe the end of season 2. Sadie has always felt like she was supposed to be a boy, so she's transgendering. So now is Ben. So Ben is now Annie's son, transgender son. Um, Annie daughter, or now transgender son, has an upcoming birthday, but Annie was having a difficult time convincing her son to allow her to throw a birthday party. He had many excuses, including not that, my sons, there were times, I just have to say this real quick, that they did not want me to throw a birthday party. Did I listen? No. Did they have fun? Yes. Absolutely. Them and all their friends. They always have fun. So yeah, I never listened to them. I'm like, hey, it's a birthday, it's special. I had you on that date and I want to celebrate it. But anyway, he gave her all kind of excuses. And also, one of the excuses was that he didn't have that many friends. So, and I think it was mainly because I don't know, something about his dad and his stepmom, they have a lot more money. So I'm assuming he just didn't want his friends to come over their house because their house really isn't all that nice. And it's just a small little tiny rundown apartment, old appliances, old furniture, all that. So anyway, yeah, that's what's his excuse for her not to throw him a birthday party. And then After her son took off to school, I keep wanting to call her son her. That's my fault because she was her for a long time before she turned Ben. But then after her son took off to school, she went to see her therapist, and I could not believe that she was still seeing her therapist that she had fallen for. That same therapist who told her after they had slept together that he was about to get married, as if she needs any more complicated situations in her life. Y'all remember all the stuff she been through season 1 through 3. So like she needs anything else to complicate her life. And I'm beginning to also think that therapist might need a therapist. Okay, he doesn't know if he wants to be married. He don't want to know if he wants to break up from his girlfriend. He don't know if he wants to be with Annie. He don't know what he wants to do. But I'm really anxious to see where this goes. So we shall see. But when Annie got back to her crib, she learned from her son's father that her son not only plays lacrosse, because remember last episode her son was always talking about lacrosse, shading them and stuff like that. And then she found out that her son actually plays lacrosse. And not only plays lacrosse, but he has a ton of friends. This boy done threw a big old rave party last weekend at his father's house while his father and his stepmom were out of town. So I don't know if Annie was more shook up at the thought of her son possibly getting arrested because the cops was called, so he could have got arrested for disturbing the peace, or from the fact that her son threw a whole rave party for his birthday when he wouldn't even allow her to throw him a birthday party at home. Or was she more taken back from the fact that her son, who says he has no friends, had a ton of people over at that house? Now, I don't know if they're all friends. They could be friends and associates. You know how you do. You invite two friends and they bring two more and they bring two more. You know how it goes. But he kept lying, and he's still even lying. When he came back home, he was still lying and talking about he got to go back over his dad's house the next weekend for another school project. And Annie, she knew he was lying. But instead of wilding out on him, she just was like, happy birthday. And her son just walked off in his room. So once again, Annie can't make that much sense of her life. It's like it's one, if it ain't one thing, then it's another. And I think she feels like she can't ever get anything right. That might change though after meeting up with Mick, one of Rio's men. And we all know Mick. We all familiar with Mick. Annie, just like she needs her son to survive, she also needs her sister Beth. So the thought of her sister having to skip town after Lucy's body was found really scared her. Not only that, but Beth also has kids, which is why Annie felt compelled to reach out to Mick. When Annie asked Mick, does he have any children, which he does, we then noticed it was a very sensitive subject for him. So do you think Mick will be able to do Annie this solid? I don't know, but we do know that Mick has done several favors for Beth, behind Rio's back already. So why not do this one as well? Because even though Beth has to pay Mick, every time he does a favor for her, he be like, what's in it for me? And that's what he sounds like, what's in it for me? But so even though he always asks her, for some type of payment, like last time she gave him a hot tub. I think underneath Mick's hardcore killer exterior, he has a heart. He has a big heart. He's a big old softy. He has to do what he has to do for his boss, but underneath that, he's a big old softy. So we shall see if he'll be able to remove the fingerprints from the gun. Now, Rio and Beth. Okay. Rio is not a happy camper, but neither is Beth. Now, if y'all can remember last season, after doing so much work for Rio, she asked him when will she and the ladies have their own. And what did smart ass Rio say? Next time, empty the clip. In other words, Beth, you should have killed old Rio when you had the chance. So will Beth ever try it again is the question. I don't know, but for now, Rio demanded from Beth to find a way to get him his cut. Even though Beth and Dean weren't really ready to start selling the hot tubs. Yes, the hot tubs, okay? Remember Dean, he used to have a car dealership. That's no longer there. So now they into selling hot tubs, in order to launder money for Rio. Last episode, Beth came up with that idea. I mean, last season, Beth came up with the idea with Dean to open up Bowling Bubbles, a hot tub store. The store will then again be used to clean money for Rio, but not right now, though. They couldn't open up the store until they met all the city requirements. Did Rico care? No, he did not give one damn about no city ordinance, codes, or requirements. All he requires is for Beth to get him his cut, and sooner than later. Poor Beth. She was just looking like, damn, I can't never get a break. She looked like she just wanted to break down and cry. Because along with Rio's demands, she had like way too many other things on her plate. And on top of that, thanks to some dog, bringing that whole foot home, Lucy's body has now been discovered. So hearing that breaking news at Beth's fundraiser meeting really shocked her. It was like breaking news. The body of a young woman by the name of Lucy, who went missing 2 weeks ago, has now been discovered at a graveyard site. Beth could not believe it. Everything that she has been dealing with, toppled by Lucy's body being discovered, it sent her all the way over the edge and landed her right in a hospital bed after passing out from an anxiety attack. I'm telling y'all, Rio is going to give that woman a heart attack. He going to send her to an early grave. Rio don't cut no slack. He just got no F's to give. He just don't give a damn. He don't care. As long as he get his money, that's all he care about. Yeah. So Beth hands are all over the gun. That's what like sent her over the edge, because although other fingerprints was on that gun, Beth's hands was all over the gun. And Rio, he did that on purpose. He knew Beth couldn't kill her, but he wanted her to make sure, for his safety, for his protection, for his, he wanted to make sure her fingerprints was on there as well as his, so that she wouldn't like snitch on him or anything like that. So now she's worried, like she wants the gun back. Rio ain't trying to give her the gun back though. So I don't know. Do y'all think that gun will ever land up in the hands or end up in the hands of the police, of the popos? Y'all let me know. Let me know. But for now, Beth is in debt with Rio. She ended up in a hospital from an anxiety attack. She's now worried about being tied to the murder weapon, all while still trying to get the store open. I was like, can this premiere get any better? Yes, it can. Beth and Dean managed to open up the store. How? By bribing the inspector with a lot of money. Man, they offered that lady so much money. I would have passed their inspection for them too. I'd be walking around there looking at the toilets, looking at the lights, looking at the electric, everything. Check. Check, check, check. I just be walking around. Check, check. Not even looking at the shit. Yep. The floors are good. The ceilings look good. The lights look good. Yep. That's what I would have been doing. But no. She all that money they gave her, and then they had money in several places, but the last place was in the toilet, a brand new toilet seat. The whole bowl was just racks and stacks of money. So yeah, I would have been like, check, y'all good, it's all good here, y'all done passed y'all inspection, have a nice day, like I'm about to do at the mall or at the first car lot I pass after I leave here. I would have been out of there so fast with that cash. I'm like, ooh, hope they ain't got no cameras. But yes, man, did y'all see all that money in that toilet bowl? Shit. Like I said, I've been like, shit. But anyway, back to this gun. I don't know if Mick will come through for Annie and Beth, but in the meantime and in between time, Beth decided to play some mind games with Rio like he does all the time with them. After handing him over the money she owed him, she gave him a copy of the counterfeit print that they used to create the money. Not understanding why, though, he was like, what's this for? Why the hell you give me this? And then he quickly realized that she gave him a damp print, which left Rio's fingerprints on there. Rio, gotcha. Yep. The same way that you can get her fingerprints, she can get your fingerprints as well. He was pissed, but he wasn't looking pissed. You know how Rio is. Y'all been watching the show. If y'all been following the show since season 1, y'all know how Rio is. Rio could be pissed and he'd still be like there like with his cool, sexy. He'd just be like, just smiling and shaking his head, and when inside his wheels is spinning, okay, but he was just smiling like, who does this bitch think she is? Do she know who she messing with? We all know who she messing with. But anyway, my questions to you are, will Rio find out soon who Beth really is or what she's really up to? Because the hitman is back. The one who couldn't manage to kill Rio. He's back. This man has been MIA because he cannot stand to be around Beth. The hitman admits to have been keeping his distance because he has feelings for Beth. So now he wants to take her out on a date, knowing that she has a whole husband. So how do y'all think that'll pan out? I don't see that. I don't see that ending too well. Also, what do you think will happen to Beth's husband? Dean is now, thanks to Beth selling the FBI agent Phoebe Donegan a hot tub, he's the primary leader of Beth's counterfeit ring. Do you think he'll be brought in for questioning on the next episode after Rio goes in for questioning? Let me know. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you enjoyed this season premiere of Good Girls. I really did enjoy it. I really did. And again, you guys, make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe to the Hood Table if you're not already subscribed, and also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, IG, and thehoodtable.com. Thank you. Be safe, be blessed, be vigilant, and also always, always keep it hood. Bye.